Well, I'm going to go ahead while people log in and just give a little bit of an overview. Very excited for our virtual job fair today. This is the second job fair we've done. We did our first virtual job fair last month and went really well. We featured about 10 employers. Today we have a great set of employers we're going to showcase for you, and appreciate you taking the time today. A little bit on who we are as an organization. So we're the U.S. Green Building Council Los Angeles. We're an independent nonprofit from the National Green Building Council. Our mission is really focused on how to transform Southern California into a more sustainable region for all. And we really believe that we want to be the best place for anyone to learn the who, the why, and the how of living sustainably. And our members and companies feel the same way, and as do a lot of our employers that are here today. And so we appreciate them taking the time with us. And what we're going to feature today is actually going to be our talent portal, which is a portion of our website. We're building a centralized hub for this region around green jobs, industry training. We have recorded content available there. We have educational content upcoming all the time, which I'll showcase you some on here in just a moment. And then, of course, this featured local employers we're going to show you today, as well as a mentorship network that helps support the folks in our community. And we do have some upcoming content. So just yesterday, we had some great training on how to really use embodied carbon and a modeling tool. We had an emerging professionals event last night, and these will be up on our recorded portion of our website here shortly. Today, we have our job fair, and actually happening simultaneously right now, we have a class on Calc Green codes and standards. A lot of this is all available. This is all available for free for the most part. So we hope you can participate in that. Next week, we have a class on really looking at healthy and sustainable product trends for manufacturers. It's a really big issue right now as we get more transparency around products. And then here in November, we have an upcoming conversation on construction, part of our Leading Ladies series. We have two female attorneys that lead some great conversations on construction law. And then post-election, we're going to have a conversation around what are the impacts on energy and sustainability from the results of the election. So we hope you can join us for some of our upcoming content. We also have a variety of committees that you can engage in. So whether you're unemployed, underemployed, just want to help make a difference, these committees can be a great place for you to meet people, folks in everything from building decarbonization to green schools to advocacy. Our Women in Green group is very large and leads some great content. And we have a construction committee that's doing some great work right now around construction waste. So these are all opportunities for you to engage in some of the work that we're doing. And with that, we're going to dive in here in just a moment into our program. I want to turn things over to Marcella with the Careers for Design program with the City of LA to give a little bit of an overview of what they're doing there.
Hi, thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. We're very excited to be collaborating so close with the United States Green Building Council LA chapter. Basically, Careers by Design LA is a training program with courses that connect architecture, engineering, and construction. And students that graduate successfully, we place them into paid internship program. It's a holistic approach, and we do what are called urban interventions to beautify our communities. And we're very excited to be collaborating. And if you guys have any questions or would like to know more, I'm going to put a link under our chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcella. All right, I'm going to dive into our talent portal right now, and we'll basically run through that so that everyone can see some of the positions that we're highlighting today and hear from our employers. Just confirm, can everyone see my screen? Fantastic. All right, so we're here at our talent portal on our website right now, and so if you scroll down through the site, you can see some of our upcoming content here on our recorded content. And then here we have our featured employers. So we're going to go through into that right now. And we're going to feature some of our employers today. So the first one up that we're going to hear from is going to be VERDANI Partners.
Hello, everyone. My name is Seth Campafner. I work at VERDANI Partners. I've been there just over a year. We are a leading full-service sustainability consulting firm that partners with a variety of real estate portfolios, mostly focused in the US, but we do have some global reach as well, as in addition to global aspirations. So a lot of offerings that we have, but the main types of things that we do are working with real estate funds to develop ESG programs from the ground up, or building on what they may already have. So that is everything from making sure policies are in place, governance structure is included, all the high level items, and then reporting. So GRESB is the big reporting, but we also do UNPRI reporting and a variety of other things. And then we also do a lot of the nitty gritty building level type work. So we have energy engineers that work on utility data collection, energy audits, efficiency projects, the whole gambit there. So for real estate companies that are looking for this types of things, we offer, full service, everything from the corporate side to the technical building side to communications team. A couple of the positions that we're kind of looking at right now as we are growing. The one posted here right now is for sustainability coordinator. So that's coming in and doing the work on the corporate side. You'll be working with a director of sustainability or a sustainability manager with a client in order to develop the policies, a lot of the reporting guidelines, working on tenant engagement. So we're currently in the middle of Energy Awareness Month. So developing the materials to send to property teams to pass along to their tenants. Obviously, COVID has changed a lot of things, so there's less in building items, but materials are still being passed along to tenants. And a really good corporate team that we're working with. There's another job opening that I believe has been posted, but not yet showing up on the website, is for an energy engineer. So that's the technical side that I was saying. So a lot of work with Energy Star Portfolio Manager, working on obtaining utility bills, working with property teams on that sort of work, and then looking at energy efficiency projects, energy audits. So there's a wide range of job openings. And just a little bit about VERDANI as a group. We're a group of just about 30 employees right now. We've been growing very quickly. We've almost doubled the number of employees that we've had over the past 2 or so years. So experiencing a lot of growth in the field. And COVID has certainly impacted things, because for most of our employees, we work out of the main office is in Carlsbad, just south of LA. And for most of the employees who are out of the main office, it's a very lively group. We have team lunches provided, a really good work environment there. And with the shift to online and COVID, it certainly impacted a little bit of that, but we've responded by trying to do a lot of virtual events. So about 2 times a month, we try to do Friday happy hours after work ends, just to get the group of people together still, whoever can make it, and kind of have that talk and catch up that we would outside of a work environment. But it's an incredibly friendly group of people, committed to the clients that we work with, and looking to improve kind of the building sector by building ESG programs. So the job postings, in addition to the ones on the USGBC website, are all posted on Indeed. So that's the other place to look for kind of the main places, as well as the VERDANI website will have them listed as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you for joining today. Appreciate it. All right. So we're going to view some of our other employers here on the site. Next one up we're going to go to is going to be Skanska.
Hey there, thank you. My name is Matthew Caswell. I work out of our Los Angeles area. I actually do employer branding and university recruiting strategy for the company. I'm accompanied with my partner, Monica Nemrovsky, who is our talent acquisition leader for Skanska on our civil side. So I'm going to give you guys some background information about who Skanska is, where we come from, and where we're going. We started off in 1887, actually. We're a Swedish-born company. We've grown immensely. Back then, we built little concrete angels that go on the side of those old churches that you guys might see. Obviously, we've grown quite a bit since then. In 1971, we moved over to the United States and are now operating in about 28 or 29 different offices across the United States, each of those broken down into several other project sites. We have about 9,000 employees working in the United States every day. Our partners in Sweden set a goal for us to be achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2045. So that's something that our Swedish counterparts are pushing us very forward with our sustainability goals, set that for the company. So I'm excited to be able to say that, and it's definitely a mission as the U.S. market gets up to speed with pushing towards sustainable construction. The breakdown of our company, we have a few different avenues or project types that we work on. We do corporate commercial office spaces, so high-end buildings, aviation work, healthcare work, educational facilities from elementary schools to higher education facilities, sports stadiums, data centers, bridges and roads, transportation facilities, wastewater, government work, and some heavy civil like concrete work. So yeah, we're in several different offices on the West Coast here locally. We have a regional connector that we're working on, the underground subway for the metro. We are working on several hospitals as well. Our commitment to sustainability, we have a few flagship projects that I like to talk about when it comes to sustainability. One, I wish I could be sharing my screen so I could show you the cool photos of it, but it's a project.
You can share if you'd like. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love that.
Go ahead.
Thank you. All right. Look at that. Let's see here. All right. So this is an example. These are a few of the different projects that we have. On the East Coast, this is the Oculus in downtown New York City, right behind the World Trade Center Memorial Site. This is a transportation hub. So it's an intersection of multiple subway lines, as well as some retail facilities that you might see there on the top right. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on these, knowing that we only have a few minutes. But this is LaGuardia Airport. Skanska's worked on several airports across the U.S. One a little bit closer to us is the Portland International Airport, which we recently redeveloped and finished. This is our healthcare facility in North Carolina. This is the actual project that I wanted to bring up. So this is the Georgia Tech campus. It's the Candida Building for Innovative Sustainable Design. So we're obviously capturing solar energy there, repurposing it inside the building. We're also capturing gray water and repurposing it inside the building for purposes of flushing toilets, cooling the building down, and several others. And the project itself, when you look at the construction of the building, we're very conscious of what materials were being used. So we're using recycled materials in several spots of the project. But also the operation of the building itself is obviously LEED certified. We have a avenue of our work, which is called our commercial development team. They only focus on building a minimum of LEED Gold certified buildings. So oftentimes Skanska will actually move into the office that we end up building. So that's an example of one there, 121 Seaport in Massachusetts. Here's another in DC. One of my favorites that's closest to us, Seattle, Washington, our 2&U building. So again, these are all high-end office spaces that are committed to a LEED Gold certification commitment. But I'll pause there. Those are the types of work that we do and the sustainability aspect to our projects as well. I want to give time to my partner, Monica, who has a better grasp on what positions we have available. So I'll let her talk about those.
Hi, my name is Monica Nemirovsky. I'm the head of talent acquisition. I recruit for all of our heavy civil infrastructure projects in the United States. So we do have a few positions that we are looking for. We're always looking for people with earthwork background, structures background, in really any types of engineering position, not only engineering types of position, but we're also looking for people with business background as well that can help with our estimating team and with project controls and budgeting and forecasting as well. I want to say we have about 46 positions posted right now all over the US. So go to our website. It's www.usa.skanska.com. Or you can always reach out to me directly and I can give you more details.
Thank you, Monica. And your email, I believe, is here on your company profile as well. And just want to say thank you for your work on that regional connector. I think I've been watching that project develop for, it feels like the last 5 or 6 years, or maybe it's less time than that. But looking forward to that, shaving some time off my commute when I take the metro into downtown. So thank you.
Very good. If you're interested in going to Las Vegas, we do have the Express West, which is a high-speed rail going from California to Vegas, which is like a $2 billion project that we're ramping up right now.
Wow, when do you think that will be done?
Well, first of all, when are we going to get started in the next few months? We're anticipating the end date would be around 2024.
Oh wow! See, I think you care about when you get started. I just care about when it's done. See, there's the balance there
to enjoy it.
Well, thank you very much for joining today. And then next up, we have our partners at Links.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Regina Smith. I am the Youth Engagement Director for the Links Automated People Mover project currently being built at LAX. It's composed of 4 different construction companies: Dragados, Floor, Balfour Beatty, and Flatiron. And with those composed companies, they're building this exciting presentation technology project called the Automated People Mover project. Is it okay if I share my screen so I could show the video?
Sure, go for it. Yeah.
Presenting the future of LAX. Easier, faster, more efficient. Get to your plane on time without the stress. Easily transfer between terminals. Quickly access your rented car or connect with Metro Light Rail. All this becomes a reality with the new Automated People Mover. Relax above traffic and enjoy the view. Go from Metro to your terminal in 10 minutes or less. Trains arrive every 2 minutes. Easy on, easy off. Construction begins in 2018 with completion in 2023. It's the easier, faster, more efficient future of LAX. Learn more by visiting flylax.com.
So LA is finally getting a huge transportation project such as this one, and we are very excited. It will be completed by 2023, and it is a 2.25-mile elevated guideway that will connect to all the terminals at LAX, as well as a consolidated rental facility that they're currently building as well. I will pass it on to Tatiana, who will talk more about the various different construction projects that are happening right now for this particular presentation. Tatiana?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tatiana Campbell, and I am the Senior Jobs Coordinator with PDA Consulting Group. We are a member of Links' Inclusivity Workforce Development Team, and we are tasked with assisting Links and its subcontractors in satisfying LAWA's workforce development goals established for the Automated People Mover project, specifically local hire requirements and construction jobs. Links has committed to the hiring of 90% of new first period apprentices from apprenticeship readiness programs and or multi-core craft curriculum training program graduates. If you have graduated from an ARP/MC3 training program and are currently seeking sponsorship, or you are a union member currently out of work, please complete the intake form and contact the Workforce Development email address to be placed on the Inclusivity Ready to Work list. If you have not attended an MC3 or apprenticeship readiness program and you're interested in starting a career in construction on the APM project, please complete the APM construction jobs intake form to start the process to complete the orientation and one-on-one pathway session, where we will meet individually with you to give you a pathway into construction.
Thank you so much. Do you want to say anything more about the hiring process right now, or some of the jobs that you might have posted here in the future?
Yes, so right now the work is starting to ramp up, and we'll be seeking union carpenters, cement masons, laborers, and operating engineers.
Thank you so much. And the link can be found here on our website to go to their site, where they'll be posting jobs here in the near future. This is, I will say too, this is probably one of the most exciting projects in the region right now. You know, I think this is another one, just like the regional connector, that folks have been waiting on for many years, and it's really going to change some of the landscape here in LA. All right. So now I'm going to play a video from the Energy Coalition. The Energy Coalition is one of our other employers today. They had a last-minute conflict and couldn't make it. So I'm going to go ahead and play their video. Well, I think I have to reshare here with audio. So hold on 1 second. All right.
HR journalist here. Everyone, my name is Socheta, and I am the HR journalist here at the Energy Coalition, also known as TEC. I started working at TEC back in February of this year, so it's been about 7 to 8 months. I actually started working 1 month before COVID-19 hit, and then we had to fully transition into working from home. I did not get a chance to meet everyone in person, so I had to have meetings with people on Zoom. It was a bit challenging at first, but it definitely taught me how to be flexible and adaptable, and just being okay with this new normal. A little bit about TEC. We are a nonprofit, and we have been in business for over 45 years. TEC's mission is to empower communities to leap into the future of clean energy by bringing different ideas, technology, and expertise to public agencies, businesses, and educators. And we're also creating the building blocks for a new energy economy. We envision a future in which communities are energy producing networks and clean energy is affordable and accessible for everyone. The culture here at TEC is friendly, welcoming, and we're just a group of people that share a passion for creating a brighter energy future. We also have we have many goals, and we work really hard to achieve them. But we definitely make sure to have fun along the way. I've always been the kind of person that seeks purpose in what I do, and being an HR journalist here allows me to do that. So in short, TEC focuses on sustainable energy. And as of right now, we are looking to recruit 2 project coordinators, and you'll find more information on the talent portal site. Feel free to reach out to me if you are interested in applying, but wanting to learn more about the position or about TEC. My email is snhoek@energycoalition.org. You can also find me on LinkedIn. My full name is Socheta Noek, and last name is Nhoek. I do apologize that I could not participate in the Zoom virtual career job fair, but I hope that this pre-recorded video allows you to learn a little bit about TEC and about me. And as I mentioned, the job posting will be shared on the talent portal site, and you can reach out to me at any time if you have any questions. I look forward to meeting some of you, and I wish you the best of luck in your job search. Thank you.
I almost want to say thank you to Socheta, but I can't do that because she's not here in person. Just want to point out on our portal, you can find some more information on their company here, as well as her email, which you may not have had the chance to write down. That's right here at the top in the company overview. We do quite a lot of work with tech, and you can see their project coordinator position listed here below. All right, with that, I think we've covered all of our featured employers today. Did I miss anyone, just to be sure? All right, so I have a special surprise for you from us. We're actually hiring here at the U.S. Green Building Council Los Angeles, so I'm going to share one of our jobs that we're hiring for, and that's actually our community coordinator position. So we just opened up this position today. This would be really someone who would be a core part of our team here at the U.S. Green Building Council Los Angeles, really dealing with our members on a day in and day out basis, helping to coordinate our training and our events. This is really a critical part of our team. And it's someone who would have an amazing opportunity to really get to meet many of our members and really help build our network. As an organization, we are a small but mighty team here at the USGBC-LA. We're actually up to a team of about 10 now, and a mix of staff and contractors. And we're really the engine that keeps the green building community going here. We do offer healthcare, and this would be a full-time exempt position. And you get the privilege of working with people like Fernanda and myself who are on this call, as well as our wonderful board members. So I wanted to showcase this position here, which can be accessed through our jobs page, also on our talent portal here on our website. So with that, did want to open it up to a little bit of Q&A. So you can put questions into the chat if you have questions. I have some questions for our employers today. So maybe I'll kick off the conversation a little bit while people, if they have any questions, can put them directly into the chat. So one of the questions I have for our employers today, and it was just one that I think is always a good to hear different people's perspectives. But first question is, what's the best piece of professional advice that you've received in your career? And don't be shy. You take a moment to think about it, and I will start calling on just maybe one or two of you. But what's the best piece of advice that you've had in your career? I see Matthew's thinking about it. He's thinking. You gonna go, Marcella? Go for it.
I'm gonna go for it. I would just advise everybody, communication.
Is it ironic that she lost her internet connection when she was talking about communication? Is that, oh, we lost you there for a second, Marcella. And we still lost you.
I'll jump in.
Go for it. Yeah.
I think kind of, even prior to what's the best advice, one of the things I would say is really, it's a hard skill, but trying to figure out who is honest to you in giving advice. But one way that I've found is people that, truly are making it seem like they're looking out for you as opposed to themselves or the company. At a previous company I worked with, the first company I worked with out of undergrad, one of my coworkers who was part of the interview process realized that some of the aspirations that I talked about in the interview process didn't necessarily fully line up with that company. It was more a stepping stone. And in further conversations with him, he recalled me, talking about aspirations in environmental work. The company had no kind of sustainability tie-in, and he truly was, asking about, how I was doing, and basically said, like, I know that this isn't your end goal. Make sure that you always are looking at what your end goal is. And get, essentially get out of a position where you don't feel like you're fulfilled, because it certainly can feel like once you're in a position for a couple of years, you're on a track and you're not able to move. So kind of self-assessment of is this what I want to be doing? And if not, make a shift into what you want to be doing. And that was really good hearing it from a coworker who was basically like, if this isn't where you see yourself long term, make sure you have a plan to figure out how to get there. And And so I would say that for anyone who might currently be in a position and looking to make a shift, or hopefully one of the jobs that we've presented, feel like they line up more with the types of jobs that you want to be doing long term.
That was a great answer. I think you did a good job there, Seth. Anyone else want to share their best piece of professional advice they've ever received? Well, I'll share one for me that has an impact on my career. And early on in my career, I was working in commercial real estate, and someone that was really bright that I had the opportunity to work with on a project. He just said, "Whatever you do, don't be boring." And on the surface, that sounds trite, but then as he talked a little bit more, he just said that means being genuinely curious about the work you're doing, making sure you're thinking about how you're differentiating yourself from those around you, and realizing that we have limited time together, whether it's with our clients or with each other when we're working. And so don't be afraid to put yourself out there and just be yourself, and be a little bold with that. And I've tried to lean into that at times when I'm working on projects, or when I even have a new program that we're coming up with. Is how can we, what are we doing right now? How do we make sure this isn't boring and this is actually be worth the time for people to engage in, and even worth the time to work with someone else? And so that's something that's been helpful for me. Anything else that anyone wants to share from our employer group on professional advice?
I could share one thing. For me, it would be investing in your professional development. I feel like that's very crucial. If you feel like you want to get into a certain career field, it's nice to connect with those who are currently working in that career field, because they'll watch you, as your journey go, and eventually you'll be working with them or working on a project with someone else that they know. So definitely stick to your professional network.
It's a great comment. All right, so the next question I have for our employer group here is, what's the best interview you've ever had, and why? I know you guys interview a lot of different folks. What's one of the best interviews you've had, and why?
I'll take that, or I'll kick it off for us.
Yeah,
I mean, I recently had someone join a one-on-one interview I told you guys I do university recruiting, so we've been adapting to all these virtual fairs, and so there's a lot of mayhem going on, and to find somebody who really just knocks it out of the park, kind of just, it brings a breath of fresh air. A candidate has joined the call, the thing that I like to educate the interviewees, about what Skanska is, where we come from. I had somebody join the call who did their due diligence in researching the company. So they could probably sell the company just as good as I can, if not better. And then they dig, the surface level, what project types do we work on? That's great to know. But they dig in deeper to the sustainability piece that we have, and the commitments and the goals that we have within there. And that's what I want to look for in a candidate, is somebody who shares the values that my company has, because I know that they'll get along with our other project members and drive the company values forward. So that was somebody who really blew me away, just doing their due diligence and learning about their company, not at surface level, but the deeper level of what their true values are.
It's a great answer, Matthew. And I think back to some of the interviews that I've done with candidates, and when people do their homework and ask not just a sort of on the surface question, but a really deep question, I think it completely changes the tone of the interview. So I echo that. Anyone else have an interview story they want to share? Something that was one of the best interviews you've had? Come on, any of our other employers? I know you have one. What about one of your worst interviews that you've had, and why? Nobody? Well, I've actually had someone show up on the wrong day for an interview, which I thought was really funny. It was supposed to be the following day, and they came a day early, which is either showing up really early for your interview and being really ahead of schedule, or just not being organized at all. We did not hire that person, for the record. That we did not hire that person. All right. Any other questions from our group today? Okay, so one question that came in from the chat here is, are there any opportunities for people with 15 credits in architecture? I don't know, Marcella, I don't know much about the education system. Someone has 15 credits, does that mean they're on their way to their architecture degree? Maybe they didn't finish it? Is that what
Oh,
that would
it
mean?
could, yeah, or it could be that they have a minor and they just took few classes in architecture. I would say absolutely yes. There's so many parts that are somebody trained in architecture. You can work for green product manufacturers. You can work for energy, water, soil testing. So the most important thing is a little bit what Ben was talking about, that you're willing to teach yourself, being trainable, and definitely that was going to be an advice I was going to tell everybody. When you find a description of a job that you really, really like, try to train yourself if you don't make it to that job, or also be willing to teach yourself. Many times, especially when everything is changing so rapidly, the company will be willing to train you. There's a lot of training once you get hired. They also train you, specifically because each organization have its own school of thought, their own software. You know, no matter how much software you learn, each company is going to have their own standards and their own way of doing things. So yes, do not give up. And there's always, as I was telling you, I have a course that starts in January. You can take it, and we successful students are guaranteed a paid internship. So you can also reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you.
You know, I would echo one of the things Marcella said too. Even if you have some experience in architecture in terms of, you know, on your way to degree, maybe you don't have that. You know, many of the sustainability consultants we have out there in the green building world, most of them don't have architecture degrees. You know, people went out and got a certification, or they started out and working in a company and were able to prove themselves and are now doing that work, you know, on a full-time basis. So I don't think you necessarily need to have a degree in any of these things, as long as you can prove yourself, and especially on your resume, show an interest that you've taken the time and invested, whether that's through getting a credential like LEED or something else, or even taking advantage of some of the free opportunities that are out there to add to your resume. Another question coming in here. Oh, Matt, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, do you mind? Yeah, if you don't mind, just real quick. Yeah, so right, 15 credits within architecture, that could be multiple scenarios, but you know, in any case, if you had the ability to get your hands on any type of software like Revit, AutoCAD, you know, Bluebeam, BIM, anything within that, that's skill that we love to bring into the construction side of things. At least we had a position in our pre-construction department that they specifically looked for somebody that had the ability to work within Revit. And maybe only you had 15 units, maybe you didn't even take any Revit classes. You can also use your student email address to get a free membership to Revit and download the software, and you can learn how to do it on your own, right? So those are ways that, right, find the job that you want to work for, or a company you want to work for, find the position, look at the qualifications, you know, see if that software is on there, or whatever else it is. Is it Bluebeam? You know, it could be various of other things. And the internet is obviously an amazing resource. You can do a lot of self-teach stuff there. But yeah, the 15 units of architecture, right? It's within the AEC industry. You can bring that you can bring that experience to the table almost in any other discipline within that AEC field.
Then, so absolutely. And then remember that we're living in the knowledge economy, access to knowledge. And one of the reasons I'm part of the United States Green Building Council LA chapter is to also help you. Once you find a job you like, we are here to help you and let you know where you can teach yourself and use a lot of the resources. The talent portal, you could get a PhD just listening to everything that is going on the talent portal, and it's probably even more relevant to work. So definitely don't feel intimidated because of that. The world is your universe.
Is there anything other than the internet right now? One might ask, Marcella. It's good.
Well, yeah,
go ahead.
No, so you're right, everything, but it can also be very cumbersome just to, so we're gonna do a lot of resources. There's a lot of resources inside LinkedIn, tutorials, and so on. So yeah, we'll give you clear direction where you can train yourself.
Then we have another question that came in here is actually two questions, I guess. So what companies are there in sustainability consulting, I think is the question. So VERDANI, who's here today, is one of those types of companies. There's a host of others on the talent portal, and I can show some in a moment. And then asking about companies offering internship programs. We actually have a structured internship program here called our Green Building Core. Right now, we're in the middle of a cohort, but our next cohort is going to start in December of this year. We structured this as a program to engage underemployed or unemployed folks to help build their network and get real experience. So that's going to open up again in December. And then many companies I do find offer internships on a regular basis. Oftentimes, if you even just email them that you're looking for an internship, they may have a position for you. And then this next question here, and this will probably be our last question here before we break here a little bit before the hour. The positions that we're hiring, that were showcased here are very different in terms of the skill sets. What are some of the general key skills you look for in a candidate? Who wants to take that one first?
Yeah, I don't mean to continue talking, but I'll kick it off for the group.
You've been doing a great job, so why stop now? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, right. So we have our internships, and for us, we have our, recent grad positions as well. In both of those cases, I think this has been said on the call already, but as you're coming into a company, right, picture yourself an empty glass and you want to get filled up with the information, from the industry. We have employees that have been working with Skanska 30 plus years, and they're excited to teach you about these things. You get assigned a mentor. So coming on board, having an open mind to learning, I'd say is one of the biggest things that we would want out of an intern or a new grad coming into the company. Somebody who's excited to learn, right? Not just here, I have to learn this, you're passionate about it, right? Find a job that you want to learn this stuff, because you will naturally progress in that career and in that company.
It's a great answer, and I think comes back to that whole being curious and being genuine about yourself and the work you're doing. Anyone else have any comments they would want to add to some general key skills you're looking for in a candidate? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and just close us out here. Hopefully you guys can still see my screen. So just a couple of opportunities I wanted to socialize on USGBC-LA before we end today. We have a Green Schools initiative that we launched recently where we're actually doing sustainability fundamentals education for students, for elementary and secondary school students. You can actually become a speaker for this program. We're training folks on how to do it, and we've already had over 15 to 20 schools request a speaker to come in. We're doing this as a distance learning opportunity to help educate our kids around sustainability here in our region. So if you're interested, I would recommend you check out our webpage and sign up for that. We also have a Net Zero Accelerator that we launched last year that's been very successful so far. This year, we selected 17 companies out of 164 applicants from around the world. We're looking to place pilots with those companies right now here in the region. We have over 30 advisors who support that program. And then in June of this year, we launched our Healthy Building Alliance, which is really meant to provide a framework for any tenant, any occupant to engage in having healthy space. This is not a certification, it's a commitment you make to 5 principles around the health of the environment that you're working in. And then lastly, just want to say for all this, and I think it's especially relevant for folks today who are looking for a job, just be engaged. If you become engaged in a community, that will lead to something for you. So, become a member with us, join a committee, be a mentor, volunteer, support an initiative, and ultimately build yourself. There's people who recommend today just investing in your own talent and the importance of that. And if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me on this call. We can give you a free code for membership to join us. Again, it's just if the more engaged you become, activity tends to create additional activity. We are a small nonprofit, so if you appreciate our content, we welcome you to donate by texting GREEN to 707070. It helps us continue to offer content like this on an ongoing basis. And then just want to say thank you to our annual sponsors. They make our work possible day in and day out. And feel free to reach out to us directly if you have any questions or comments. And thank you to all of our employers for making the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.